They should have. I should have been.
It should have been long
Before before they even, yeah. And I've always found the brothers to be very helpful in if I did have a difficulty with whatever, that I never felt like I shouldn't go and ask for help.
Right.
It was open.
It was always open. Now you knew who to go to and not go to, of course.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But you always knew that there was somebody around that you could openly say whatever you had to say,
Right.
and it wasn't going to be spread all over the world or whatever. I think in many ways, we feel the same way about the brothers, and yet, I mean, age-wise, we're different. We came from sort of different backgrounds. I mean, one was from the city, one was from the country. You had the brothers, I didn't have the brothers, but there's a core something that you can't put your finger on all the time.
Yeah.
That otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here
An
talking
attraction,
about this.
that's right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. I think we're almost near the end, and if
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
Wrap up to 10 minutes.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
say? Rudy, if you could look back over these 68 years, how much has the brothers changed the organization in those 68 years?
Basically, not very much. I still think there's an element of charity amongst the brothers that will never fade. And if it does, we'll just go to pieces. I wouldn't have it any other way. To tell you the truth, I really have no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
I am delighted that I have been accepted as one of the brothers. Rather than they owe me something, I owe them something I shall never be able to pay. I'll pray for them when I die. I mean, if I go there.
You feel the same way, brother?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we often kid about how when how people talk about I married into a family and I went up a peg. Well, I sort of feel that way about.
You married up.
I married up.
Yes, that's a good explanation.
I mean, coming into the brothers. I mean, I know this is a silly example, but I don't think I ever ate a steak until I entered the brothers. I mean, steak in my house meant minute steaks or those little flat things. And when I entered the brothers, and I used to tell my mother about parties when we first come out on the mission, and you had steak and you had this and you had all. My mother would say,
Poverty.
"Can I come? Can I come?" Or she'd say something like, "Poverty? I'm the one who's living it. You're professing it. I'm living it." But I mean, it's true. I mean, it gets me a little uptight when you hear guys saying, "You owe me." That just something wrong in there.
In the brothers or in the world?
No, in the brothers. Every once in a while, you'll have somebody who'll say that. The brothers owe me because I've done this and I've done that. And I agree with Rudy. It's the other way around. I mean, they have given me. I mean, what? I often think, and my mother used to say this as well. If you didn't enter the brothers, I wouldn't have gone to Canada. I wouldn't have gone to California. I would never have seen. When I was in Mississippi, she came, or not Mississippi, Louisiana. She went places because I was there, and she said I would never have had a reason to go to these places.
Same with you, Rudy.
Join the brothers and see the world.
See the world. Yeah.
Unlike the army, where you don't have to kill anybody.
Yeah. Well.
You can kill them by.
There are times.
Kill them with charity.
But I feel that way. I feel it, and we're still growing.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's just living here at St. Joe's. Again, people will say, "Do you really like what you're doing?"
Yeah.
I'll say, "Well, yes. I mean, why wouldn't I like what I'm doing?" But isn't it difficult to be with people who are older, maybe some people are dying, I mean, because there's people here who are very ill, you know, and so on. Yeah, but I mean, if I were out in the world, I'd be with people who were sick and old and
Exactly.
dying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different here because they're my brothers.
Sure.
I mean, one of the things I said to somebody a couple of weeks ago, the hardest part of this job is when somebody dies.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because most of them I've known as teachers in college, or I've known them for a number of years.
They're not just patients.
And it's like, no, it's like losing another dad.
Yeah, true.
You know, I mean, because most of you are old enough to be my father, really. I mean, I'm 63. You're old enough to be my
What a
father.
thought.
I want to end off with one thing, just one little thing, and because
Yeah, time. Plenty of time.
one of my but I think Rudy wants to go. One of my favorite people in history is Mahatma Gandhi, and somebody gave me a life of Gandhi recently, written by his grandson.
Oh my.
And there's a wonderful quote from September the 5th, 1947, so it's around that time that you were talking about. Somebody in India asked him to write a message, a short message, or give a short message to the world. And Gandhi answered by saying, last thing, my life is my message. And I think we've seen that today here in our little togetherness.
Good on you.
Good message, Rudy.
Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you, Rudy.
Oh, thank you.
I'm John McNally. I'm Brother Dwyer's nephew, and Brother McGovern and I film The Brothers. And